Awesome. Welcome back to another Sunday Watch Live. Just want to congratulate everybody because last week, at least the last couple weeks, obviously we've been in a range, we've been consolidating, just basing above highs. It's been a little bit trickier price action. So if you feel like it hasn't been trickier, it has. I'm not going to say it's been extremely hard, but it definitely has been a lot trickier market to play now that we're just basing over highs. Why is that?
Mhm.
We're just bouncing back and forth in a range, right? And
Yep.
when if it's whether it's the name, the market, whatever it is that you're actually trading right now, it's the overall market has been in a range for a couple of weeks now. It becomes a little bit tricky. Why is that? We're not actually trending or going anywhere. We're just bouncing back and forth. So hopefully this week we can get either a big breakout or a massive fail and breakdown, right? Got to
Mhm.
be by no bias, just whatever happens in the market. We are basing above highs though, so would think that, very possible that we do break out in the new highs. But just hoping that we do get a trending market. It does make it a lot easier to trade, a lot more fun to trade as well. But just want to congratulate everyone because everyone seems to be navigating the market very, very well. More patience is what I'm seeing, less trades. So just let's keep it going, guys.
Yep, absolutely. Very well said, bro. It's been a very tricky market, guys. Especially, after the morning move, especially if you're just looking at like Spire QQQ, it's been very trappy, very rangy, very consolidating balance, etc. And that can be a tricky market to play if you're not understanding the full understanding of what the market is doing right now. From a broader standpoint, it is ranging. But real quick, I do want to start out with just a very quick shout out. A lot of names in here of people. I just want to, it's been cool, guys. Justin and I look at this channel all the time. Love to see you guys in here. Love to see you guys posting this kind of stuff. This is what absolutely gets us totally fired up. And just to see Sarah, Sarah's in here. 10,000 last week, right? Huge week for Sarah. So huge shout out to Sarah there. I do see Nemish. Nemish is in here all the time, guys. Nemish has been with us a long time and he has been absolutely crushing it. He started out as somebody that, and Nemish knows that when I say this, it's with all due respect. He started out as somebody with knowledge that was a little bit less, and he was asking a lot of questions. He was doing a lot of things to try to figure out how he can become better. He was just a student of the game. He was soaking up knowledge. He was trying to get better and he was asking a ton of questions. And now he's on his own a lot. A lot of trades that he takes are on his own and he's been absolutely crushing. I just want to give a huge shout out to Nemish, man. Very great guy. And just congratulations, brother. It's been a very good couple months for you and watching you posting that channel a lot. Keep it up, man. Keep posting there. I love to see it. Obviously, Christian's been doing amazing. But a lot of names here, guys. You guys have been absolutely crushing it. Neto's been somebody that's same way as Nemish has been in here, was asking a ton of questions. Most people would be like, that's annoying. That's this, that's the other. But he was a student of the game and now absolutely just crushing it every single day. Olavito, dude, same way. This guy has been on fire. He started out like when Neto started, when Nemish was starting, asking a ton of questions, and these guys are absolutely crushing it. So I just want to, just let you guys know that hey, there is if you apply yourself, if you if you make sure that you want to come in for the fight for the right reasons and want to learn, right, then you can absolutely get so much out of this game of trading. But if you're in here to make a quick buck and you're in here for the wrong reasons, it's not going to work. But these guys, man, they've been crushing. I want to give them a quick shout out. Same with Sarah. And I know that if you ask them any questions in the chat, these guys will respond to you. They're very much great people. They also want everyone else to learn as much as they did. So don't be afraid to ask a question, guys. Closed mouth definitely does not get fed. Okay, but I don't want to start out the Sunday Stock Watch with that. Just huge congratulations. Anyone that posted in the chat, guys, we're watching it. Super proud of you guys. Keep it up. Keep posting that stuff. We love to see it. Okay. But you guys know how we start out. We go to the economic counter. I want to look over the whole week to figure out what's happened in this week, what's going on. And we don't really going on. We don't really care about what the data actually says per se. We're really worried about when the data is coming out, what's going to affect the markets as far as volatility or a volume standpoint, right? And we need to know when that's going to happen. So we're not really caught off sides. Okay. So looking into Monday here, do have a knucklehead coming out. Nothing in the morning, though. Not seeing anything in the morning here, which is kind of nice to see. But consumer credit, and then we have one Fed president coming out to speak here. Okay. Looking on to Tuesday now. Looking on to Tuesday, Kugler, whatever, speaks at 3 a.m. That's way early in the morning. And NFIB Optimism Index comes out about 30 minutes before the market opens. And then, oh, sorry, that's This is Eastern. So 3.5 hours for the market opens. We have a little bit of data pre-market and then a couple of knuckleheads come on Tuesday. Everything really starts coming into play though on Wednesday, right? Wednesday, we do have the FOMC minutes, right? The FOMC minutes mini, you guys can see it right here. That's always at 2 p.m. Now, this is not the actual meeting. This is just the minutes. This is a pretty much a spark notes or a, a journal of what happened at the prior meeting in depth. It always comes out a few weeks after that meeting. So it comes at 2 p.m. That'll spur some volatility, but Powell doesn't speak at this one. So let's just be cognizant of that. But early in the morning, we do have a little bit of data, a couple of knuckleheads. I mean, it's all knuckleheads right here. You guys can see, right? Knuckleheads coming out to speak. So the market listens to them. Unfortunately, now it doesn't matter unless Powell says it, right? But the market does listen to them. So we need to stay cognizant of that. 10 a.m., we do have wholesale inventories and then some knuckleheads early in the morning. And then on to Thursday. Thursday, we do have CPI and jobless claims in the morning. So big CPI print. We guys know anything price related, CPI, PPI is what we need to pay attention to because that is what the market gauges, or excuse me, that's what the Fed gauges whether or not they are going to change their economic policy as far as cutting rates, hiking rates, not doing anything, right? Rolling off the balance sheet, et cetera. They need to see, right? They're data dependent. How many times you heard Powell say that we're data dependent and you see what the data says, et cetera, et cetera. So anything price related, CPI, PPI, they're going to be watching and listening to. So not only do we have jobless claims early in the morning, on Thursday, we have that every Thursday. We do have CPI, and then on to Friday is going to be the PPI, and then a little bit of data coming into the market open here, consumer sentiment at 10 a.m. So it's really going to be Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are going to be the big data days that we need to pay attention to. Okay, let's go on to the charts here now, looking at ES here on the daily chart. And as we could see, guys, right? I mean, we've been over this on a million times now on all the master classes, but what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Let's just do a quick overview, right? We see big balance built out, break above the balance, balance above the balance. So who's in control up here? It's the buyers that are in control up here, right? So until we break below 57.21, okay, until we break below 57.21, it's going to be buy the dip, and it's likely going to be playing within this balance zone. So 58.30, going to be looking to sell 58.30 until we break through to the upside. But structurally speaking, bulls are definitely in control. So I favor a break of the upside to 58.30. I'll be looking to long 57.20 to the downside. Looking at NQ here now. Zoom on this. Whoa. Let me zoom in on this. Okay. We can see balancing pretty much above its balance, but it's not above all-time highs, but it is balancing above this area of 19,900. So until 19,900 really breaks to the downside, I think buy the dip is the mantra here. And then 20,400 is going to be the area we're going to want to watch to reject there. If we break and hold above that, look for a move back into previous all-time highs, 20,700, 20,980 from there. So we're looking along 19,900. SPY guy, we know the level here, 565, right? Sellers, back test, buyers, right? Really easy to see. You only get that if you zoom out and you look left. So now that we see it, knowing unless we're underneath 565 or in a bullish structured chart, right? You have balance, break a balance, back test balance, and go. So now I'm going to be watching this 574, 575 area for rejects. If we break and hold above that, great. 580, 581 is the target from there. Until we break below this 565, I am really not looking at the put-sided trade or the short-sided trade until we break below that area. Okay, so 565 is the mid low to the outside, 575 to the upside. Looking at QQQ here now. Oop. All right, looking at QQQ, back test into 477 and hold was big. The longer we stay above 486 is good. Looking for a move back into 493. So as long as we stay above 486, look for a move into 493, 494 from there. Can't be really bearish until we get under 477. All right, so dips into 477, looking to buy, looking to sell 494 until we break and hold that area, looking for a 498 and then 500, 503 from there. Probably my favorite chart this week is going to be IWM. Russell 2000 small caps. We can see here, structurally speaking, we have higher lows, higher lows. We have very nice bull flag, right? Panning out here. So anything that's into this little area in here, I'm going to look to be a buyer, right? I'm going to look to be a buyer as low as 215, 216. I do like this area. Nice consolidation pattern here. Move higher, higher highs, higher lows. Going to look to see, can we get a dip buy into here to take us into 221, 224, 227 from there. All right, IWM, loving this chart. IWM. Looking at Apple here. Whoop. Looking at Apple here now. Right, looking at Apple, we went over this. I kept all of the same things on from our masterclass. Well, so we once had supply, right, top of the balance, broke through, held the top of the balance. Buyers are in control. Any dips into for 225, gonna look to be a buyer. Gonna look for a test into 230, 233 from their Apple chart, looking really nice from here. So 224, 225 looking at. And then finally, last but definitely not least, is Microsoft. This name is lagging, so we do need to stay cognizant of that. I really would like to see a daily close back above 420 for me to think we can swing this thing long. Some relative weakness here. I'm wondering if we get some bids into this name, though. Above 420, need to say above 420. If we get a daily close above 420, I would look to swing this name long to the upside, taking us to 427, 430, 433 from there. Other than that, that's all I got for you guys. Justin, what is going on? What is happening, brother? What do you got for us?
What's going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a good Sunday thus far. Let me go ahead and share my screen with you. All right. So first on this is going to be Netflix. I know it's a little bit bigger, I guess, account because of the premiums are a little bit higher to trade, especially early in the week. But really liking what we're doing here on Netflix. Let me bring this down a little bit. Month of all trend lines. Why do I call it that? Well, dating back into October 18th of 2023. Yes, there's been dips above, there's been dips below, but you can see overall that this trend line right here, we had the big bounce there. Yeah, we dipped below. You can see that we held as support though for a little bit, and now we're just holding this trend line as well here on the daily yet again. So if you ever see MO8T, it's called mother of all trend lines. Call it that because it holds over a long period of time, and we're still holding that after we just broke out into all-time highs. Held it here, and we're kind of basing above this most recent all-time high. Still kind of like this here. We do have some bearish divergence going on. So we can play to the downside, but what I really like is a breakout one more time and we get a shooting star before we finally get a nice push back down. I like a hold into 715, 712 here early in the week, or that breakout over 721 for that move back into 728. You can see Netflix usually typically when the action happens, it'll kind of dip down a little bit and you'll get a big push back higher. The momentum's there when it does start to push or does start to break a certain way. You'll be able to see it. But yeah, I'm really liking this for another possible breakout. Now, if we do start to head below, we start to get weak under this trend line, I do think we can get that move back down, possibly into that 698, 690 level to the downside. So great either or, but kind of looking for another slight push up. And if we push and we fail again, we start breaking below this trend line, then we can get short at that point on Netflix. War News set LMT absolutely nuts there. And we're just kind of just flagging out here now. Nice big flag out. Huge, huge, huge volume. Had that MACD curl as well. And then just decreasing volume here into this flag. Let me go out to the hourly here so we can get a breakdown of more levels. I can hold in the 599. Called 600. I go 598 just to play a little bit below here. 599, 598. See if we can back test that. If not, 595, I think we'd get a nice little bounce there as well. But we have this MACD holding above the zero. And we're also trying to curl here on the hourly so we can see if we can get a breakout here. I think we did get war news today as well. So this possibly could gap up overnight. If so, 612 is looking for that breakout here for further upside, if that's going to be the case. Next on the list is going to be a BA. Boeing. One is a little bit more tricky, but what I do like is that we're sort of just basing out here. Let me go to the weekly, show you a little bit better. We do have some bullish divergence, right? Bullish divergence. Right here with the MACD, right? We're creating a higher low, but the stock itself is creating a lower low, right? That's called a divergence there. The opposite would be a bearish divergence. So let's go to, I'll show you on SPY real quick. Let's go daily here. So you can see we do have some bearish divergence on the market. So talked about this on the watch list about this bearish divergence, right? We're creating higher highs, but yet we're creating lower highs here on the MACD. Now, this is something to watch. It's not something to just go ahead and throw all your money in, obviously, but it is something to watch, and that is what I'm watching on BA. They typically play out a little bit better on individual names. As far as SPY or QQQ, any kind of the indices, if there isn't any kind of divergence like that, it usually takes, honestly, typically months for that to play out. On these names like this, where we see divergence, it doesn't take as long, but still would like to like a
Mhm.
long dated swing on this. So we
Mhm.
have the divergence. We are sort of just basing out here. We fill that imbalance. So I'm definitely looking for this to hold at 150. If we can get one more push lower, maybe like a liquidity grab underneath this 150, because you have to think everyone has their stops at this level, right? I mean, we bounced right off of it. So if we do get one more push down, I think that'd be a great add into a swing, or we come back, we hold this 150. We have this divergence, see if we can get that push back into 160, maybe 167 there
Yep.
on BA.
I like this Boeing chart. Looks good.
Yeah, just a nice little long dated swing. I
Yeah.
don't think it
Yeah.
could hurt.
Yep.
Square here also. So just watching with this MACD here, the reason I'm throwing in the MACD here with these guys is because I'm looking at these as swings. So if we're looking at swings, we're looking at a longer move. That is when I do like to use the MACD in my analysis. Now, for just day trading, we're doing intraday trading. You can use it, absolutely. You can use MACD RSI, but personally, I like the MACD when we are looking more so for a swing on the higher time frames. That's where I think those type of indicators help the most is when they're being used on the higher time frame. So again, here, kind of same setup, right? We're kind of just basing out here. We do have this MACD cross. If we can cross right back up, and on the weekly, we are just kind of flagging out here. I do this little trend line here that we have, and you can see on this weekly, we are holding it, right? We're holding a nice little break and hold above, right? The candle is opening and closing above this nice trend line and just flagging out. So really, I would like to see if we can get a nice breakout here back into 69, and if we get over the 69.50, 69.40, we can get that move back into 74. So that's where I'm really looking for, is that breakout here in the 74. But early in the week, I want to see if we can hold into the 65, and really in a 64, 65, 64. But really, if we do sell a little bit, then we need to hold into 63 here. Last hold would be kind of like a double bottom here. If for whatever reason this starts to get weak, back in the 60. We're liking 65 to 63 here first, but that move back into 69.40, as again, we are just flagging out here, looking for that move higher. And we break here back into 74. And that's all I got. I am posting the Mag 7 updates as well in the channels. And as you guys know, those are names that we trade every single day. But these are just other names I'm looking for to possibly get into some long dated swings this week.
All right, guys, you guys heard it first. So, have a lot of data this week. Mainly comes out Wednesday to Friday, so let's stay cognizant of that. One and done trading is all you need, guys. One solid setup, trade it, get out, make your money, and move on. Okay. Other than that, we'll see you guys bright and early for the pre-market huddle. Peace.